Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Check here, and welcome to Horizon. This is a 4X strategy game that's out on Steam for $30 right now. It harkens back to the classic 4X strategy games from like 1998, and it's not bad. Let's get into it and you'll see what I'm talking about here. Is it worth $30? That's the question on the line, because I was a little surprised when I saw what it's worth. Now, don't let the menu fool you. This is a really cool ship flying by here, all dramatic like. All the ships in the game are 2D sprites, so you'll probably never see that asset used again. It's a little weird, because let's go into my current save. All the cutscenes, the intro movie, all that stuff is this kind of, well, like late 90s, early 2000s CG, which it's kind of cool. Like it definitely harkens back to the old 4X games, but then game you get these 2D sprites. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. So here's one of my current games I've been testing out, and we're going to dive into Spirita. This is the planet that I've just recently colonized. This is my fleet, and this is pretty much what the fleet looks like. Now it does have this cool mechanic where you can double click on a sector and zoom in on the individual planets. So like, I'll show you guys here. There's my red star. Zoom out, we can go into the Sol sector. There's Earth, it auto zoomed on Earth, but I can see the sun, I can see Mars and Pluto and all the, this probe that I had to go scout out. So it's neat that you can like zoom into every one of these sectors, even the empty ones. You can like zoom in and be like, oh look, Deep Space Nebula, okay, cool. And the map, and this is, I think, the normal sized map. I went with the default settings for my first campaign with the story turned on. And you can see the map is fairly large. I've gotten to a fight already. Gameplay mechanic wise, it plays like every other 4X game that you've probably ever played. You can click on your planets and upgrade the different, you can upgrade their trade capability, you can upgrade their farming capability, their industry, you can build ships, you can build space stations or shipyards to increase the speed at which you build ships. So you can, get your planets focused on building very specific things. If you want them to be the entertainment planet, or like Ryza from Star Trek, or the military industry planet, which is what I might turn Mars into. Let's see, Mars, well, its resources poor. So what I'll probably do is turn this into like a research facility, because mostly it kind of sucks. They had me colonize it because that was the one thing, the one planet that I could colonize here in our solar system. So the one aspect of this game that is really cool is the technology. The technology tree in it seems pretty epic. I can focus on everything from propulsions to weapon systems, biotech, and then inside those I can focus, like right now I'm focused on interstellar communications. But I could focus on logistics or a stealth device if I want to be that race that has like really hard to hit, hard to see fighters. So there's a lot of customization here. Now, where this game kind of lacks compared to the classic 4X games like Galactic Civilization is the customization aspect of your ships. Let's go ahead and go into my shipyard here, and let's go into design. So in Galactic Civilizations, which is going to be one that I use as an example a lot, it allows you to actually customize how your ships look and then what you have equipped to them. In this one, it's pretty limited. Like I can swap out laser cannons for nuclear missiles. This is my fighter, my Hawk fighter. But you can only have 4 blueprints of each model, and there's, no, I don't, yes, I want to discard changes, yes. But like that's all they do. They change this look right here. Pretty generic look. Does it change anything in the game? Well, yes, it has a different power usage depending on what's equipped to it, and it changes the model of how it looks, but you can't really customize more than that. Now, you can customize what's equipped to the ship. I can drop these laser cannons, I can add more into these other weapon slots, and make this ship cost more. But let's go ahead and go back. Yes, discard changes. Let's return here. Let's go ahead and get a turn going. So the way we get our ships to move, orders, I have a fleet in here of a couple bombers, assault ships. Now, I've gotten contact with a couple of alien species. I don't know really what all their deals are yet, like what kind of personalities they have. I know the one that I've gotten to know pretty well. Let me just pop into the diplomacy tree here. Races. Here's the races that I've run into so far. Kind of cool. These dudes, though, the Kuntari, warlike, offer friendly greeting. We're at war right now. They started some shit with us and decided that, you know what, it's go time. So they started up a war, we're gonna go fight it. So I'm gonna take the fleet in now. I believe I've had one skirmish with them so far. I had 2 fleets and now I have 1. I think their weapon technology is a bit better than ours. But let's go ahead and start a fight just so you guys can see how the fighting works. If I was playing this hardcore for real, oh, we've got a Kuntari invasion fleet. Kuntari. And what are they invading? They're invading... Oh, man. No, we're invading, right. So we brought in troops to take them on. Let's do it. This is ground combat in a nutshell. There is no tactical decisions that I can really make. It's more or less you bring in a bunch of troops on board your ships, you bring in some fighters and tanks and whatnot, and then you just hit begin. Ah, look at that, we lost. Defeat. So they've taken control of our planet, which is a planet that I actually took from them because their fleet was out engaging one of my fleets. So I kind of snuck in behind them and took them, and they just took it back. No big deal. We need to actually group up our fleet. So let's have you guys rendezvous here, and let's have you and you turn into one big fleet and move there. So in 2 turns, our troops will be there. So let's knock out 2 turns. Turns move pretty quickly. Looks like we have communication with the Lesgoon League. These guys have been harassing me endlessly in this game. They want crap all the time. They're like the space beggar race with their crazy tentacles and their big faces. I'm gonna refuse you again. We're probably gonna end up going to war, or maybe they're just, I don't know, they like to talk shit. So we ran into an enemy fleet in between their homeworld and my Spirita. Yeah, we might be able to take them. We do outnumber them, but their weapon technology seems to be pretty good. They were one-shotting my fighters. So we've got a bomber this time. Last time all I had was a bunch of Hawk fighters, my cheapest fighter that I could possibly build. Let's give it a go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move into range. We're gonna move the fleet up. You click them, each unit moves, you know, based on an energy bar. That energy bar also controls their weapon systems and all their other subsystems that have special abilities like the ability to shoot nukes and all that. So we'll move the fleet up. One mechanic that I do kind of like with this, which is neat, is the fact that where you shoot a ship, so say I assault the front of this enemy ship coming in, matters. There's shield sides, so you want to do all your damage to one side if possible. Let's go ahead and move our fighter up now. We'll end his turn, and we'll move our fighter up in the rear here. We'll end done. He just one-shotted my fighter. Now that I don't like. A lot of ships, they can just like shoot through other ships. There's no real positioning that matters when it comes to defense. It's all about offense. All right, so we're gonna take our bomber. We're going to engage the target and shoot him for 16. Did he just do like 2,000 damage and I just did 16? Seriously? And then we missed. All right, so now we're taking some serious hits. We've got shield damage on our bomber on the left-hand side. Their weapon technology is far superior to ours. But this is combat kind of in a nutshell for this game. I mean, it's not amazing. He's kicking the crap out of us. What we can do is we can click auto. We can see how this would shake out after you've given your orders, kind of positioned everything, and see how they shoot at us to see if we're gonna win this. I don't really enjoy how combat is handled in this. Now, you build these big fleets, you have these fleet fights, here's a news broadcast, you have these every so many turns. Today's news, food, trade, tourism, research, and industry, and tells you who is actually producing the most out of all the races that you're aware of. There's the end. So, one thing that they do have going for them that I really like, let me back out here and I'll show you guys. Exit game, exit to menu. That I really like is that I'm playing the story mode, so I have a lot of story elements that come up. It's also how you can play through the tutorial real quick. We'll go to new game. I can increase the quantity of stars to some crazy amount. More, you can just kind of customize the map. Nothing crazy new for 4X games, but what I do dig out of this, and I really like, is that you can turn it on scenario normal instead of classic. Classic is just every race goes out and there's no real missions or stories. In normal, you have this kind of narrative that you're taken through. Now, when I had that fight start up, with the warlike race, there was, I already know I'm not going to win against these guys unless I can really quickly research military tech. So the story popped up and it said, this race, think of them like the Klingon Empire from Star Trek, this race has a legendary weapon by one of their greatest leaders. That this weapon brought all their houses together. This is what the story told me. So it's been lost, but if we could find it, they would be eternally grateful. And I bet anything, if I could find that weapon, focus on getting scouts and scouting the universe as it was, I probably could end the war without actually fighting it, and without using diplomatic means, and I could probably make one of my closest allies if I could find that weapon. That's one solution to the problem. So, kinda cool. Overall, would I spend $30 for the game? No. They just put in modding support, and there is, and will show you guys. You can go to Get Mods here, and it'll open up their forum page. It's not workshop support, but they just, like, earlier this month opened up modding support. We'll go into the Star Trek mod. That's the first thing that caught my eye, and sure enough, there is a Star Trek mod for it. It's in version 0.1, very early on, but they're already putting in all the Star Trek ships. So that's really cool. I don't know what level of modding they can get to it. I mean, they can add new sprites in there, but can they add new sound effects? And weapon technologies? I don't know. It'd be something to check out. I want to see this mod as it develops, see what happens with it, but I don't think I'd spend $30 for the game. I mean, there are classic ones on Steam that you can pick up. Get Galactic Civilizations. You know, you can get Galactic Civilizations 2 Ultimate Edition really cheap on Steam, and it's got a lot of the mechanics that this just doesn't really have. Or go buy Sins of a Solar Empire if you're looking for more of a 4X hybrid style game. Wait till this one comes out on sale, is what I'm going to give this so far, in my first impressions. Now, these games can take hours, and I've only got a couple of hours logged into Horizon, so bear that in mind. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel for more gaming space goodness, and as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.